Guten Tag, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Es freut mich sehr, Sie hier begrüßen zu dürfen. Ich präsentiere 50 plus Döner.
Hello. Have we calmed down, Beeflin?
We've calmed down.
Yeah, we've calmed down.
The
Well, now
situation has
that
gotten a little better.
now that the rights are on Telemundo, I feel a little bit better. Also, let me make sure I'm not screaming. Test, 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 test. Okay, I think that works. Hello, welcome to 50 Plus Donor. This is gonna take a very long time. I spent a shit ton of time on this. The history of Schalke. I know if you're a Dortmund fan, there is a Dortmund section of this. Because you literally can't go into the history of Schalke without the history of the rival derby. Um, but we're just gonna jump into it unless you have anything ahead of time, Beef One.
I don't think I do.
Telemundo did land Bundesliga rights. They should have mentioned that from the start. Maybe we will all crashed out a little less. And they said that all Bundesliga games will be on Peacock in Spanish, but still. I struggle to think anyone's going to be watching on Fandango. I think Bundesliga fans are about to get really good at Spanish. I know I am. But let's jump into it. Beeflam, how much do you know about Schalke, do you think?
um, I know only like surface level, like a little more than surface level than like the casual Bundesliga
Yes,
fan would know, I
sir.
think.
Yes,
Obviously,
sir.
with
Yes,
them
yes,
allegedly
sir.
being
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
a rival of mine back in the day. Um, though we are unbiased now.
Yeah. This will test your unbiasedness until we get to the River Derby part. ZD Smith, thank you for the 59 months. God damn. Also, we had some follows too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
El Brandino, thank you for the follow. And then Eat Bake Love, thank you for the follow. I am going to turn off alerts while we do this for the VOD.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you imagine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you're trying to learn about this on YouTube and it kept doing alerts.
Yes, sir.
I know my FIFA 16 creative player guy's first overseas contract with Schalke. We will go into 2016 Schalke for sure. But let's jump into it. So who is Schalke? So to start off, I think to shock of nobody, the club first was founded in 1904, which is where the '04 comes from. Schalke was founded by some friends who worked in a coal mine. That's like the prevailing origin story. It's up in the air. But what I thought was interesting was their original colors were yellow and red. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Merged with gymnastics club, because if you know anything about the history of Germany, gymnastics was the big sport in Germany for a very long time. I would say until after World War II ended. But they changed their colors to blue and white in 1913 with that merger. And then they officially became Fußball Club Gelsenkirchen Schalke 04 after the city of Gelsenkirchen helped loan some land for them to make a stadium at. The big thing is Schalke just absolutely dominated the period between 1934 and 1942. We will talk about that because if you are keen to history, that is a interesting range of dates. And then 1963, they were one of the founding members of the Bundesliga. So the Hitler thing. I had someone. This is a reference that some people will get. I had someone tell me that Schalke was the most fascist club in Germany because they were Hitler's favorite team. And I'm here to combat that a little bit. So I don't know why I put this fun fact in there. Oh wait, no, it helped them dominate. So in the history of soccer, historically long balls really dominated the history of the game up until Schalke started short passing and having free roaming players. If that sounds like tiki-taka, a lot of people say Schalke invented tiki-taka. This coincided with the rise of Hitler, who took power in 1933. The club did immediately obey Hitler and emphasize loyalty to the Reich and excluding Jews to the teams, other things like that. Um, in fact, when Schalke did a study, they were one of the first Bundesliga teams to do a study into their history to try to see where Nazi roots were. Um, Niels Havemann argued that Schalke was one of the four clubs who were like Nazi flagship clubs. Interestingly enough, with Bremen, Stuttgart, and 1860 Munich. Which, if you know the history of Bayern, it's interesting that the other club in the city. Um, yeah. Uh, there is a link here that goes to this article that I'm going to put in the chat eventually. But the key thing you have to remember is like, if you look at Hitler's ideals, they kind of were Schalke for that point, right? Like, they were Volksgemeinschaft, working class people who stuck together to achieve a big goal of like winning all of this bullshit, right? That could have been anybody in this period, though, right? Like, if it was Kolm or if it was Dusseldorf who had this origin, it's not just locked in to Schalke. Um, as I said, they were the first to get a club study into Nazi roots. And then Hitler is a Schalke fan thing actually came from a New York Times article in 2008 that everybody says was mostly clickbait. In fact, they even said that there's like a Führer stand in the Schalke stand at that point, which was not true. In fact, the club made fun of the New York Times about that when they wrote that. So was Schalke against Hitler? No. Were a lot of clubs doing what Hitler wanted? Well, yeah, you're seeing that right now with Trump. People just naturally bend the knee when things get tough. But they were just another club, another thing used by propaganda. It was very famous. Hitler only went to one soccer game, and that was Germany versus Czechoslovakia. He never went to a Schalke game, so just wanted to get that out of the way. So can we talk about Schalke now? Couldn't swing a schnitzel without hitting one of them. Yeah, I mean, we won't get into World War II history, but that's just how Schalke. I wanted to address that because I think I've heard that from a lot of people, and people ask me if that was Hitler's favorite club, and like, yeah, but just because they did any club who did very well would have been his favorite for propaganda.
Yeah, and like just to kind of put like a little cherry on top of that, with how fascism is, if you kind of went against him or anybody that was like that, you probably weren't doing much of anything.
Yeah, it was up for you for sure. Which, if we ever do the history of Bayern Munich, that will show you how difficult that shit was.
Yeah.
Also, interestingly, Schalke in that period where they dominated, one of their titles was against Vienna because Germany had annexed Austria, so they were technically a German team. So, fun fact. Less fun fact, Gelsenkirchen, it kind of sucks. Not to be rude, but it's the 25th largest city in Germany, which is hilarious because its population is like 268,000. That's like the population of a Chicago suburb. First documented as a tiny village in 1150 AD, but it didn't really kick off until coal mining. If you know anything about the rural area, it's very mountainous. There's lots of minerals. It was a mining town and still sort of is. Um, there are no longer any mines around Gelsenkirchen, which we'll go into later. The city has a very big unemployment rate, and it's very low. And the last point says poorest city in Germany, and when they did a study of all the German towns, they ranked last in quality of life. But it was called the City of a Thousand Fires because of mine gases flaring up at night way back in the day. And actually, I thought this was fun. Schreibergarten, because it was so mining oriented, people were like, dude, I need like a garden, I need fruit, I need vegetable. So the city gave land on the outskirts of the city for people to grow vegetables and fruit. If you've been to Germany, you've seen a Schreibgarten before. And now they're all recreational areas. Velton's Arena. So Velton's Arena is huge, 63,000. I thought this was an extremely fun fact that you'll see an old picture. Their old jumbotron is actually being used by Erzgebirge Aue in their stadium, which is fun. I thought that was
nice.
their record attendance is not for soccer; it's for hockey. The hockey championships, the IHF 2010 championships, 73,000. I don't know how they went over max capacity. Maybe that's something to ask Jay Peters. It was originally called Arena auf Schalke until Velton's got the naming rights in 2005, and it will be that until 2036. So, very long time it's been named Velton's Arena. It's the second most visited arena in Germany, first arena to be completely privately funded. That's pretty sick. What score are we giving arena? I think this arena got pretty high. It's a major arena for a lot of stuff. There's so many concerts and things there. And I thought this was fun. There's two old mine shafts in their stadium, so they actually had to rotate the stadium so that it didn't sit directly on those mine shafts and collapse. If you're an NFL fan, the Coyote Stadium and the Colts Stadium were inspired by Velton's Arena. Like they literally copy and pasted a lot of things that made Velton's Arena what it is now. And then another fun fact: it has a 5-kilometer pipeline underneath the stadium for beer, because it can serve. They have served up to 52,000 liters of beer at the stadium. So insane. And I bet you can't guess what beer it is. But you're a Premier League fan. All of that was really boring, Jake. I didn't give a shit. What about trophies? Well, they won the Pokal a shit ton of times, actually. They've won the Pokal 5 times. They actually have won the Europa League. It was called UEFA Cup back then, but it's now called Europa League. And they've been the Bundesliga runners-up just as many times as they've won a championship. They have not won the championship since it was called the Bundesliga, though. We'll go into some of these ways that they've lost the league, but they have won the Pokal a lot. And they also have won the Intertoto Cup, but nobody gives a shit about that anymore. So they're both shit, and they're both not. So here's the historical placements over the last 20 years. If you're new, this team's actually been relegated twice in the last 10 years, even less in the last 6 years. We'll go into why too, but those are the league placements in case you're wondering. I thought they were in the second league for a lot longer than they actually were. It felt like an eternity. So tell us how much they got screwed over. So here's a little hors d'oeuvre plate, if you will, of the suffering that Schalke fans go through on a daily basis. So in 2001 and 2001 season, Bayern led Schalke by 3 points. What a sentence, right? Schalke was behind by 3 points to Bayern. But Bayern had a lower goal differential. Schalke beat the shit out of Unterhaching. By all accounts, and Bayern was scored on in the 90th minute, so it was 1-1 going into stoppage time. Schalke fans got absolutely lit. They thought it was it, right? Like you wouldn't have guessed. But hold on. Matthias Strober, who was a Schalke loanee, stopped a back pass with his hand in the box. So that's a free kick. And Patrick Anderson, who scored his only goal of his career on a free kick, wrapped it up for Bayern. So they lost literally in the last seconds. If you saw Hamburg celebrating on the field, it was basically that, but for the Bundesliga title. There's a lot of pictures of how depressing that was. And we're not done yet. The 2006-2007 league, Stuttgart led 3 match days all season. Schalke would lead 15 in that season, and they lost the lead in the last 2 games of the season, and you'll never guess to who. To Bochum and Dortmund. In fact, Dortmund even made title shirts when Schalke lost to them. saying runners up to the Bundesliga. So Schalke would win 8 matches in a row to get the league title. It's the youngest team I think that's ever won the league in Bundesliga history. But Schalke fucked up there too. Yeah. Tell us about the rivalry derby. You've already touched on it. Here you go, Beeflum. Now you can pay attention. So this rivalry began in 1925. Holy shit. With a 4-2 Schalke win. In fact, Dortmund's first win against them did not happen until 1943. Because, as mentioned, Schalke was just kicking the shit out of people. But where the rivalry really came was because Dortmund was the only other good Roar team, like, in history. The Great Reverse happened in between 1943 and around when the Bundesliga started, where Dortmund won 9 of 3, and then I think they also, I should have wrote it down, but Dortmund also won a shit ton of those after. Um, Dortmund screwed Schalke over in 2007, as noted, but Dortmund got the reverse when Schalke beat Dortmund in 2019. That made Bayern win the league over them. And I just really need to emphasize, if you're new to the Bundesliga and you're like, oh, this is just a rivalry, these two motherfuckers hate each other. Like, Dortmund fan groups had a big party in 2008 to celebrate 50 years of Schalke not having a title. As I said, Dortmund sold championships T-shirts for the 7 years that Schalke didn't win a derby. And I wish I could have found the video. I searched really hard. But Dortmund fans shot fireworks when Schalke got relegated the second time when they were chasing down Mark Uth. If you know anything about the Bundesliga, you remember when that happened, but I couldn't find the video. The 2017 4-4 game is an all-timer. We will go over that as well. It's not all bad, though, right? A rival, you have respect for your rival. Dortmund was actually, I didn't know this, Dortmund was in financial trouble in 1974, and they just had built Westfalenstadion, which is Duna now. And Schalke agreed to a match with them to open up the new stadium. They let Dortmund keep all the money from it and didn't charge an appearance fee. And some say that it really did save Dortmund. And in return, Schalke invited Dortmund to open up Veltins Arena. It wasn't called Veltins Arena then, but in 2001, that was one of their first matches. And then some other facts. The first ever goalkeeper goal in open play was Schalke and Dortmund legend Jens Lehmann, who equalized in the final minutes of Dortmund versus Schalke in 1997. The second time a team ever came back from being 4 goals down was Dortmund versus Schalke. Schalke against Dortmund in 2008-2009. After Schalke's devastating league loss, where I said they lost to Bochum and Bochum and Dortmund fans hired an airplane around Gelsenkirchen with the phrase, "A whole life with no shield, league title in your hands." Brutal. And then this was a fun fact. There's a case of where Dortmund fans stormed the pitch after Schalke took a lead in 1969. 2 players in the ensuing chaos got bit by police dogs. So as a revenge, Schalke president Gunter Seibert hired lions to patrol the pitch in the next home game in the derby. So these motherfuckers really just do not like each other. I'm trying to tell you. The fact that it's back this year, I got so much more hype for the rivalry derby after doing this. I'm like, we need this shit back, dude. Pure hatred. Beeflum, does that ignite your hatred of them?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh yeah, allegedly does it.
Allegedly. It just gets me excited to see it return to the top league. Especially, getting this information, we needed to hear it, especially the people that maybe new fans to the Bundesliga may not know that Schalke exists. This is a good time for them to get their spotlight.
Nice little dig. Allegedly. Also, I think, no, the 4-4 didn't screw over Dortmund, did it? No, it was another year. But just tell us, all right, another side quest. Tell us about the weird thing with Nuremberg. So this I did not know at all. I only knew that they were friends. I didn't know how, and it is the dumbest origin story of all time. The most commonly told legend is that 2 Nuremberg fans were coming back from a match with, God damn, it's so smoky outside.
Yeah.
Two Nürnberg fans were coming back from a match against Gladbach, I think, and they were just on the train with some Schalke fans who were also coming back from a match. And they just like talked to each other and they agreed to like go to each other's games because you just had so much fun with each other. And it just built from there. Like, there's a lot of like question marks in between those two things. Um, and it's so disgustingly uh, loving with each other that they have had two jerseys be each other's jerseys. So it's hard to see in this, but the pattern in this is called the Franken rake. It's on here. Obviously, they have the blue, their red team, but they've got a blue sponsor, and they changed it to blue because they love Schalke so much. And these also have the same patterns on them. So basically, they've had the same jerseys like 3 times essentially. It's so weird. And then and then this might lag my computer out, so I hope it doesn't. But recently, at 2005, when they last played each other, Schalke did a display that is both Nuremberg and Schalke. That's how much these two want to bang each other. We love positive male friendship. Actually, that I take back what I just said because that was not nice. Yeah, they are bros. They are really close friends. In fact, some Nuremberg fans were literally sad that they got promoted because they can't play each other anymore. So
Still got Pokal.
still got Pokal. Here's the thing about Schalke though. They have a fuck ton of players that you know. They've had Ralf Ragnick has literally coached everywhere. Peter Neuer, the Bayern escape plan, Jupp Heckness, Christian Gross, who was recently
Yes,
there.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where is
Yes,
that sound coming
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I didn't hear.
Carnegro, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't know how to mute that. I'm just gonna do that and then bring it back later. But thank you for the follow. Players: Manuel Neuer, Julian Draxler, the finesse king, Leon Goretzka, Leroy Sané, Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, Benedict Hooverdes, Kevin Prince Boateng, Weston McKennie, Saeed Kozniak, Briel Mbolo was one of the most disappointing signings they've ever made, but whatever. Papadopoulos, like look the list, and this is just a shortened list. This is as much as I could fit on there. It goes way deeper. As do their problems. We show how bad this actually ended up being. I don't want to hear any of those names after the World Cup. Not even Briel Mboa. He had a good one.
Bill and Bola did pretty well this World Cup.
Yeah, but Leon Goretzka, no, that motherfucker.
No.
Why didn't I do what I wanted to do? Unfortunately, the current squad is not as strong. Jermaine Jones, yes, Jermaine Jones did play for Schalke. The squad now is not nearly as good, although they did get promoted. But Loris Karius, if you remember from Liverpool, famously fucked up in the Champions League final. I still say he had a concussion, but he's been balling out for Schalke. Ron Schallenberg was thinking it's their captain. Musa Saila, who almost went to NYC. Brian Lasme, and I can't say that last name, but Alfawzi. I think he played in a World Cup even. But
He probably did.
they're gonna have to make their squad a little stronger if they want to stay up. But they last season they were like the Arsenal of the second Bundesliga. Like once they went up 1-0, you were not gonna score against them. Jake, yes, my viewer. Is there perhaps a single point where you can figure out where Schalke's downfall happened? Yes. Clemens Tony. Yep. We're going to talk about that. So, if you don't know who Clemens Tony is, he's a billionaire who was the Schalke's lead chairman, from 2001 to 2020. He owns 45% of the meat processing company Tony's holding. Sidebar: his company was one of the ones that like forced their workers to work during COVID. So Schalke fans, after he'd already left the club, Schalke fans showed up just to hate on him one last time. We'll go into what happened to him, but he took over from his family. It's his family's company, as you can probably tell. He took over in 1994. For some reason, after 2010, he started doing devious shit. So he's been investigated twice for suspected tax evasion and share omission. In fact, his companies, like some of the subsidiaries he has, were found as price fixing. So he was fined a shit ton of money in, the year should have been on there, but it's 2017, I think. And then to culminate it, everybody was watching it. He's doing all this devious shit. People are like, "Oh my god, dude, what's wrong with this guy?" And then finally, at a festival in Paderborn, he fucked himself over. When asked about tax increases to help fight climate change, which I'm looking at right now, maybe we should have done. He said that the money that should be used to fund would be used in tax increases should be used to fund power plants in Africa because then the Africans would stop cutting down trees and produce babies when it was dark. Might I add, Clemens is one of 6 kids.
Yep.
So that fucked him over. It was up for Schalke fans. The thing you have to remember is he was their main financial backer, right? So Schalke fans were in this kind of void of we don't need this guy in the club, but also he's our most biggest financial backer. But the club was also just shedding money. Like they've been in the Champions League. They played Manchester United City actually in one of them. Like they were competing, but they were just shedding money. They've lost 100 million euros in player sales in 7 years up to 2022, and that added to the debt that they were already in. Plus, this is a club confirmed number, 200 million in debt, bro. What the hell? Like highly rated players like a Buriel and Bolo, they like paid a lot of money for it and he sucked, and they tried to sell him and it was like for a loss. They did that with so many players, and there should be another player there. I think it's Saeed Kozniak. Um, Tony never really had a plan for financial stability to 2012. So he just kind of I should have put this in here, but he was forced to resign in June of 2020. And plus like COVID hitting where they couldn't fill people in the stadium. And you already saw it's one of the poorest cities in Germany, so there's not a lot of financial opportunity for them to make that money back. Um, it all culminated into the final boss of financial instability and failure, and they were relegated from. They had made the Champions League in 2017, and they were relegated 5 years later. Other fun facts. This actually didn't go as long. We're gonna have to find something to do for 30 minutes, or we could just end early or something. But all of Schalke's top five, all of Schalke's top six. That's an awful sentence. Um, five of Schalke's top 6 signings happened under one individual who was like their sporting director. Their record arrival was Briel Mbola, who was 19 at the time. They spent 26 million. How do you lose 100 million? With your record arrival being 26 million. Well, when they keep signing people for 26 million and you sell them for 15 million, you lose a shit ton of money. The record departure with Leroy Sané to Manchester City in 2016-2017, very key year for them. Schalke had the 3rd most members as of 2025 behind Bayern and Dortmund. Their entrance tunnel, which you see on the bottom, is modeled after a mine shaft, which their nickname is Die Knappen, which means the miners. It's one of their big parts of their personality. They've said to pioneer tiki-taka, as we said. And then the two not true fun fact. Schalke's mascot is a real person. It's not a costume. And of course, they're Taylor Swift's favorite team, which, as you can see up there, this is at her concert. She didn't put a bag over it. I think we don't need to go into it. So it's a club of a lot of suffering and anguish and pain and unending torture. Will they win a league by the time climate change does its thing? I don't know. Probably not. But yet also they have a lot of success. Will this promotion be the Kickstarter that we get the old Schalke back? I don't know. We'll have to see. And that, my friends, is our presentation. Did Neuer go on a free? I'm pretty sure he did.
I think so.
Wait, we record part that if that brings up how the fuck did they get that? I know Leroy. No, I know someone went on a free who was big. No, Manuel Neuer went for 30 million. If I'm not mistaken, it was Leon Goretzka who went on a free. But here, as you can see, it all happened kind of in the same sort of period. The record departures. Let's go to arrivals. Actually, this really will show you how just fucked this club got. Like, look at this. It's all
Taleb.
It's all in one decade. Like, they spent so much money. Like Sebastian Rudy, they spent so much money for Sebastian Rudy. I don't even know who this is. So.
I do remember Konoplyanka.
Like, these guys were all okay or very good, but just they didn't have their best years at Schalke. Don't forget Newbel. Yeah, Newbel also in here waiting for Bayern period was here too. But yeah, fun stuff. Did you like the presentation, chat? Was it good? It better be, because I spent a long ass time on it.
It was a very insightful presentation, I will say. There was a lot that I did not know about Schalke.
I feel like maybe we should do a round of the big teams, because I feel like people are like, yeah, that's Bayern. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's Dortmund. But they don't know the, like, really nitpicky thing. You know what I mean? Like, I bet if we do history of Dortmund, people would, even you'd be like, what the hell? I know I would. I don't know everything. A+, you get a passing grade. Thank you. I kind of want to end the show after that. I don't have anything planned.
No, you did a lot of talking.
Jesse, we just ended, Jesse. Oh, my bad.
Let's say your favorite. What was your favorite fact that you uncovered when you were doing this research?
I think, and this is a subtweet. I think getting definitive proof that Schalke was like Hitler's fate, like that was such a moment where this person just made people think I was dumb for being like, Schalke is not the most fascist team in Germany. So to get historical backup that it's not made me feel very good. But the other fun fact, I didn't know all that about the River Derby, about how it started and all of that. So that was cool to me. I think that, like I said, that made me want. I always soured on the River Derby. I was like, that's a little overrated. I don't believe that anymore. I've changed.
No, there's real hate in that. Like, it's not like the Classicer where it's
oh no, yeah,
where it's corporate manufactured. Those dudes hate each other.
Those dudes hate each other, boy. Let's see if there's highlights of the 4-4 actually.
I don't know if I want to watch those.
Well, we can even it out. Oh, look, it's us.
The 4-4 game is on YouTube in full if you hate yourself. Okay.
Let's see if we can get the highlight. 6 minutes. Is there a shorter one? I guess we got a lot of show to go. The Bundesliga can't copyright strike us for this, right?
Who knows?
Let's find out.
Bundesliga's greatest rivalry. They've got 4!
And
best known derby.
Wait, Derek Ray was the commentator for it?
You know what? This game makes a lot of sense now.
90 minutes of fire and brimstone, Revere style. Back in there, what an opportunity!
Actually, I know how we can. My sister's actually knows copyright law. Wait, actually, let me pause it. Jess, are we good to watch this? Are we gonna get in trouble if we watch this? I'll send you $5 in billable hours. Just you gotta tell me. I'm gonna try to watch it without sound. Right? Oh,
don't play.
Yeah,
for more
but
than
don't
1
play
minute.
it for more than a minute. Okay. This is 6 minutes.
So we're just gonna have to skip through.
We're gonna have to decide which 5 seconds we like the most. So you can't see the score bug, but they were up 4-0 after 25 minutes. So it's 4. Oh yeah, they're gonna show it. Well, yeah. See, look at they were all laughing and giggling and having merriment. Damn. Mario Götze header? Oh, brother. Wait, wasn't the World Cup a header?
No.
No, it wasn't. Let's get to. Was this the last one? You're making transformative commentary, kinda. No, though. Then all of a sudden it was 4-4 in the
Bald
last
ass
one.
head, bro.
That bald head, bro. Oh my god, dude! Imagine being an away fan for that. Oh, that would be elite. But yeah, I mean, these you can look on YouTube for all the Rivalry Derby games. Like it's such a good rivalry.
This was one of the first Rivalry Derbies I watched live, and it was definitely a fantastic introduction to Borussia Dortmund.
Who else scored in this? Oh my god, dude! People were just putting crosses in the box in this one. God damn! Who scored, bro? Come on. Armin Hart? What? Who was on this squad? Oh yeah, I forgot there was a red card in that too. Oh, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Damn, that somber ass shot.
Good old Peter Bosch.
Oh. 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 Caligari? What? Every fun player was in this game. Oh man.
That Gonzalo Castro, bro.
It is, dude. There's so many banger players in this. And then this header is just crazy, dog. Look, he put so much power in that. Weston was in on that one too, was he? Oh, I guess he. No, he.
I think this is too early.
It might have been too early.
It may not have been.
I know he was there. He was in their youth program.
Oh, you know what? No, this would be around Weston McKinney time. Why did I think he was younger than?
Oh yeah, that would be the year
season.
after, I think.
What was it? 16-17 or 17-18?
Look at everybody asking good ass questions today. Yeah, so he would that would have been the next season. Unless why don't we just go to the fucking game?
Yeah.
1 second.
He was on the team. I just found it. Okay. Yeah, he was on the team. This was 17-18.
Why don't they have the lineup in? Oh, they do. Wherever it is, bro. Where's the lineup at? Okay, it's on the side. God damn, he was there for a long time. Dude, why? Wait, that feels so long ago. How long was he there? Guido Bergstaller. Yo, this is a teleport back, boy. Who's on the bench? Noble and a guy
Newful.
Coke. Just Coke. A Schalke jersey with Coke on the back. Oh boy.
Socrates, Marcel Schmetzer, Omar
Omar
Toprak,
Toprak.
Nuri
Julian
Sahin,
Beigel.
Julian Beigel, Rafael Guerrero, Pulisic,
Pulisic was a witness. Pulisic was a witness.
Aubameyang, Gutsa, Yarmolenko, Andriy Yarmolenko, bro, what a guy.
Andre Kagawa's probably the least. But Andre Schürrle signing,
Max Phillips.
Zagadou. This feels so long ago, but really it wasn't, right? Like he's still playing, he's still playing, he's still playing, he's still playing. Damn.
It's almost 10 years ago now. It's 9
What
years
a
ago.
lineup to bottle with. Yeah, that's crazy. That's such a strong team. Were they bad in that point? Oh, I guess no, not really. That's so weird to see that Schalke had more points than Dortmund now. Oh, boomerang. LOL. Let's end the show from there. We're stalling at this point, and who knows? We might get copyright. We keep going.
We did go over. We definitely went over a minute on that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Jess, I'm gonna need you to bail us out, Queen. 2016 and 2017 were bad for Dortmund. I don't know how we turned the Schalke show into a Dortmund show, but there's no Schalke fans in our Discord. I don't even think.
No.
That was not legal advice for legal reasons. Yeah, you were just a commentator, a bystander, just simply pointing something out. Show next week. If I'm not mistaken, 2 more weeks until we got to do a Zweite Bundesliga preview.
Yo.
Yeah.
Where is it airing?
That's the big question.
Again. We got to go before we crash out again.
Yeah, we got to go. Thank you so much for watching. What we're going to do next show, I don't know. Come watch. But I appreciate everyone. Hopefully you liked the presentation. We're going to do another club preview before the season, but thanks for watching. Any last words, people?
We need more Schalke fans in the Discord so I can make fun of them when they lose to us.
Allegedly. And on that note, goodbye, everyone. Alversberg, Yari guy, Andy guy. It's in the works.